Hello, this is Naresh from Taste. Today I'd like to bring you a wonderful dish. It's very easy, very economical, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's a simple breast of chicken cooked in the oven on a base of squash, and this could be any type of squash that you have lying around, or if you may want to just buy one from the local market. I'm going to be making some rice. That's going to go in a pan, and I'm going to be cooking bok choy and the green beans, and I'm going to put them in a small microwave dish, because all I'm going to do is microwave these for about 3 minutes, and that's going to be perfect. The basic ingredients for this dish are going to be chicken, of course, and here I have a boned and skinned chicken breast. I've got some frozen mixed vegetables, I've got some chopped red onions, I've got some special spice mix. Now this is a mixture of herbs, spices, pepper. Email me if any of you guys are interested. I'll be happy to tell you exactly what goes in and the proportions that I use. The other ingredients I'm going to use are some bok choy, some green beans, some sweet potato squash, and some rice. This rice has been soaked in a little bit of hot water. I've washed it and I've made sure that all the starch has been washed off. This way it's going to cook faster, and it's going to be nice and loose, and you're not going to have chunks and lumps altogether. One of the most fundamental ingredients in every kitchen should be thyme. You can have fresh thyme or you can have dried thyme. The first part of the job is to prepare the chicken and the squash. Once the chicken's washed, I'm going to slice the butternut squash in half, and then I'm going to reserve the seeds because they are the best part of the squash. Please don't throw the seeds away. Roast them and eat them because they are very good for you. And what I'm going to do is use half the squash, and I'm just going to slice it into 1/2 centimetre slices. You don't want them too thick, because if they're too thick, they'll take a longer time to cook. That's going to make the base of our pan, and on the base I'm going to put a little bit of thyme. Not too much, because thyme is quite strong. I'm going to use my squash and I'm going to make a bed for the chicken. Remember, the squash is going to bake at the same time that the chicken will bake. We're going to put the chicken on the squash now, but before I do that, we have to season the squash and season the chicken. For this, I'm going to use a little bit of salt. I'm going to put some on the chicken, on the front and the back. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. And on the chicken, I'm going to use my special herb mix. Okay, now I'm going to place the chicken on top of my squash. We're going to do the baking at 300 degrees on the middle shelf for 15 to 20 minutes. I've just been handling raw chicken, and therefore what I'd like to point out is you've got to wash your hands. Use soap as an accompaniment to the chicken and squash. I'm going to do a very simple vegetable rice. In the rice, we're going to have just 3 or 4 ingredients. I'm going to have a little bit of garlic. We're going to put some chopped onions. These will go in a pan of olive oil. And to that, we're going to add our rice and garlic mix. In the mixture, I'm going to add only a little bit of thyme, because that way we're going to complement the thyme that's going to be in the chicken. This, I'm going to add 1 stock cube, or even half a stock cube, depends on how much rice you're going to do. The reason why I want to mash up the stock cube is because I don't want all the cube in one place, and I do want the oil to take on the flavours of the cube itself. The rice is put on a medium heat because I don't want to burn the oil, but I do want it to sizzle while it's cooking. To this, I'm going to add a little bit of boiling water. I'm going to use exactly the same proportion of water that I have to the rice, which is 1 cup. The only ingredient we need to put in here now is our vegetables. What I like to do is add a little bit more vegetables, and for today I've got some baby bok choy and some greens. This is going to be very simple. The green beans have been washed, topped and tailed. I'm going to take the bok choy and cut it in half. I'm going to put 1/2 here, the other half here. Okay? Now, there's moisture already when we washed the bok choy and when we washed the green beans. And put them on high for 1 minute and 30 seconds. After a minute and a half, we'll check to see if they're done. If they're nice and crisp, I don't want them overdone, that should be perfect. Just look at that. We're going to use some of these juices from the chicken because they're absolutely tasty. All the flavour has gone in here, and it's the olive oil, the spices, and the wonderful flavours that we have. We're going to drizzle these on the chicken and our vegetables. Okay, now for my favourite part, I'm going to try this chicken. Oh, you know what? For how easy this is, it's absolutely fantastic. It is just gorgeous. You know what, guys? Try it, get back to me and tell me what you really think. Check my website. It is really an easy dish to make and it's going to be stupendous. Okay, leave it to you. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate all your support. Take care. Bye-bye.